What if I told you the Champions League hasn't been, quote, taken over by the Premier League? It's been quietly occupied by it. If you're an Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, or Chelsea fan who wants to know whether your club is about to glide straight into the round of 16 or get dragged into the playoff grind, this video is for you. Because the lie you've been told about this new league phase is that it creates more balance. The table says England are already holding 5 of the 8 automatic spots. Here's the thesis. The top 8 is the fast lane. Finish there and you skip February's 2-leg playoff. You protect your legs and you keep seeding advantages later. Going into Matchday 8, 5 English clubs are inside that top 8. Arsenal are first on 21 points. Liverpool are fourth on 15 points. Tottenham are 5th on 14 points. Newcastle are 7th on 13 points. And Chelsea are 8th on 13 points. Only Arsenal and Bayern are already confirmed. Everyone else is sweating. City are the outlier, in 11th, also on 13, close enough to crash the party. Now, detective work. The table tells you where they are. The underlying numbers tell you why they're there and what could still flip it. Start with Arsenal, because Arsenal are the cleanest profile in Europe. 7 games, 7 wins, and it's built on control. They've scored 20 goals from 16.7 expected goals. So yes, they've been clinical, but the scarier part is the defending. They've conceded just 2 goals from 5.1 expected goals conceded. That's elite chance suppression plus top-end execution when danger does appear. Add one more pattern. Arsenal have opened the scoring in every league phase match. When they score first, the rest of the game becomes a problem-solving exercise for the opponent. So in Arsenal versus Kairat, I'm not watching can Arsenal win. I'm watching whether Arsenal avoid the one trap low-confidence teams set: chaos. Kairat are winless in their last 10 UEFA competition matches, and their league phase underlying numbers are brutal. Only 4.8 xG created across 7 games, while conceding 19.9 xG. That's a team living in its own box. Arsenal's best adjustment is patience. Keep the 4-3-3 structure, keep the counter-press sharp, but don't force the killer ball every 10 seconds. If Arsenal get greedy and lose shape, they hand Kairat the only currency they have: 1 broken phase, 1 transition, 1 scramble. If Arsenal stay disciplined, this becomes what elite teams do best: squeeze, recycle, and score without drama. Now, Liverpool. Liverpool are the best example of strong, not lucky. They're 4th on 15 points, and their expected points is basically identical. They've created 15.3 xG and conceded just 6.5 xG. That's a top 8 profile without needing miracles. The opponent, Qarabag, is dangerous because they refuse to play dead. UEFA's Match Pack notes they've scored 2 or more goals in 8 of their last 10 UEFA competition games, and they arrive with Camilo Duran in form. Add the historical warning sign. Qarabag have already taken points off English sides in this phase, so this isn't a team coming to Anfield for the stadium tour. Here's Liverpool's tactical clue: tempo management. Liverpool can overwhelm Qarabag at Anfield, but if they press like it's a street fight for 90 minutes, they also open the door to the one-pass counter into the space behind a fullback. So watch for the coaching adjustment after the first wave. The press becomes selective, the shape looks more like a mid-block 4-4-2, and the priority becomes controlling central lanes. And keep an eye on Dominik Szoboszlai. He's scored in 4 of Liverpool's last 5 Champions League matches. That matters because this game isn't just who has more talent, it's who lands the first clean punch and controls the next 20 minutes. Liverpool's best version here is ruthless early, then calm enough to strangle the comeback attempts. Next, Tottenham. Spurs are the weirdest story in this English top 8 invasion because Europe has been the calm part of their season. They're 5th on 14 points, but the underlying numbers hint they've squeezed a little extra value out of it. 12.8 XG created, 8.9 XG conceded, expected points about 12.0. When you overperform, the margin for sloppy moments shrinks. Matchday 8 is where those margins get audited. The good news is the opponent. Frankfurt are already eliminated, and their underlying numbers are rough. Only 5.5 XG created across 7 games, while conceding 16.7 XG. Spurs also have 2 habits worth trusting. They've opened the scoring in their last 4 Champions League games and kept 4 clean sheets in their last 5. That is the blueprint. Score first, then dial down risk. You'll see Spurs morph from an aggressive 4-3-3 press into a disciplined mid-block that closes the middle and forces crosses into a set defense. The danger for Spurs isn't Frankfurt's brilliance, it's Spurs donating belief. An early cheap turnover, a needless foul, a sloppy set-piece concession. That's how eliminated teams suddenly look alive. Keep it clean, keep it boring, and Spurs keep their top 8 seat. Quick engagement break. Comment debate time. Which English team is most likely to drop out of the top 8 on Matchday 8? Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham, or Liverpool? And if your answer is none, tell me which non-English club forces the door open, because there's a pack sitting on 13 and 14 points ready to pounce. Now the heavyweight. Paris Saint-Germain versus Newcastle. Same points, same stakes, and a perfect data versus narrative clash. Newcastle are 7th on 13 points and only trail PSG on goals scored. The history is spicy too. The only previous UEFA meetings came in 2023-24, where Newcastle won 4-1 at home and drew 1-1 in Paris. PSG at home, though, are built to squeeze you. UEFA's numbers say they've lost only 2 of their last 18 Champions League home league phase/group stage games, and they've hit 4 or more goals in 3 of their last 4 at home. Here are the hidden stats that explain why this match is terrifying for both sides. PSG have scored 20 goals from 15.4 XG. Newcastle have scored 16 from 14.0 XG. PSG are finishing like a super team. Newcastle are closer to normal conversion. Defensively, Newcastle's chance quality control has been steadier. 6 conceded from 6.6 XG conceded, while PSG have conceded 10 from 9.1. So Newcastle's path is clear. Make it a transition game, not a possession game. Sit in a compact mid-block, deny central access, and attack the moment PSG's fullbacks step high. The human connector is Anthony Gordon. UEFA's Match Pack notes he has 6 goals in 7 Champions League appearances this season, already Newcastle's joint top Champions League scoring mark. That matters because it gives Newcastle a genuine one-moment threat, and in a match this tight, one moment is the difference between automatic qualification and a February playoff tie you really didn't want. If Newcastle score first, PSG's shape stretches. If PSG score first, Newcastle have to chase, and the game becomes exactly what PSG want, wave after wave. Finally, Chelsea, because Chelsea are the fragile piece of the 5 English clubs in the top 8 headline. They're 8th, the last automatic ticket, and their matchup is the nastiest, Napoli away. Chelsea's underlying profile is good but not dominant. 11.5 XG created, 8.1 XG conceded, expected points around 11.8. Goals permutations spell out the danger. Napoli are 25th. They need a win to avoid an early exit, and a Napoli win could drop Chelsea several places depending on other results. UEFA's history note adds the spice. Napoli have a strong home record against English teams, and Chelsea's away record in Italy and Europe is ugly. This is where tactics get specific. Conte's Napoli will set pressing traps, squeeze the half spaces, and punish loose build-up passes with immediate vertical runs. Chelsea's adjustment has to be structural. Create an extra outlet in the first phase, beat the first press cleanly, and then don't attack with reckless numbers that leave you exposed in transition. If Chelsea score first, expect a deliberate shift into a mid-block to protect the center and force Napoli wide. Because against a Conte team, the quickest way to lose control is to keep playing like you're 0-0 when you're actually 0-1 up. And yes, we have to mention City, because while they're not in the top 8, they can still turn this from a 5-club takeover into a 6-club headline. City are 11th on 13 points and need a strong win against Galatasaray because of goal difference pressure. UEFA's Match Pack notes Galatasaray are unbeaten in their last 4 UEFA matches against English teams, and City's long unbeaten home run in the league phase/group stage has already been snapped this season. City's underlying profile is still good, which is why this match is fascinating. Can they translate dominance into a margin, not just a win? If they can, England's grip on the top end tightens even further. Zoom out and you see the big picture. This isn't just a Premier League flex, it's a workload advantage. Top 8 means you avoid 2 extra games in February. In a season where squads are already stretched, that's basically free rest. That's why these matches are high leverage. It's not just qualification, it's calendar control. And in modern football, calendar control is almost as valuable as talent. So here's my verdict. Arsenal should close this out if they stay patient and keep their structure. Liverpool's numbers scream top 8, but they have to choose control over chaos against Qarabag. Spurs are in the driver's seat if they score first and keep the mid-block discipline that's produced clean sheets. Newcastle can compete in Paris if they keep shape and make it a transition fight. And Chelsea are the risk point, because Napoli away punishes small mistakes with big consequences. Drop your predictions, answer the comment debate, and if you want the post-Matchday 8 breakdown with XG, coaching adjustments, and what the draw means for these English teams, subscribe and share this with the friend who still thinks Europe is even now. The numbers say it isn't.